Today is October 15th, 2025. The Sugar Creek Township Advisory Board meeting is now being recorded. It is 6 p.m.
Go ahead, Shane, give us your report.
I apologize for my report because I just realized that I had September 17th instead of October 15th. That's the first clerical error. That changed that. We are right on pace with the runs we were doing last year, so that's a good thing. I think we will be a bit over the runs we did last year. To see what the winter months bring. For my report to 911 operations board meeting, I was on vacation for a week and a few days. Met with Cronin Association, Cronin Associates, excuse me, for the budget planning stuff. Met with multiple vendors on upcoming purchases for future planning. I obviously had meetings with Trustee Combs, Safety Day. We had a Safety Day after action meeting going over what we did with Safety Day and how to make improvements. Task Force Department Rep meeting, International Indiana Fire Chief Association meeting. We attended the Union Golf outing from local 4787. We had a media event for the 911 Center and Lucas Devices. John Gokinis, the 911 Director, got the county council to approve and purchase a Lucas device for every department in the county. That is a really good thing. We got one of those, and so we went to a media day event, myself and Trustee Combs and the crew, to publicize that. Trustee Combs and I met with the town of Cumberland for a comprehensive planning meeting for stakeholders. We met with the company they hired, gave them some ideas, some vision. Chamber board meeting, and then the chiefs in the front office are working on multiple projects. They're listed there. I guess the big highlight to all that is we're just trying to work around this Senate Bill 1 stuff and proper planning for that. And then on the back page, I listed all of the projects that are going on in the township right now, kind of the stage that they're at. So if you guys are seeing any questions about that, you can look at that or call Will for any questions to that. Our crews also went to the Wawa grand opening, and I would like to report that we beat the cops in the sub making contest.
Making greedy.
I think both, I'm not sure, mainly the making of them. So, other than that, that is my report. Do you guys have any questions as far as the report? Okay. The only thing not in that report is I spoke to you guys last month about the purchase of some new staff vehicles. I found out today that we would potentially be able to start looking at that here in the next week. And I'm in the process of getting some pricing on the vehicles that we may be trading in to them to see where we're at. So, not a quick enough turnaround time to have that back today. That's in the process. Any questions either of you?
Okay, so how did so you went to the meeting for town of Cumberland?
It was a little different. They had a company, I apologize, I don't remember the company they hired, but they obviously added a hired company to do their comprehensive plan. They called us in by individual, I guess you would say, categories. So we met with Jason and I, along with Mindy Simonik and the chief at Buck Creek, Brandon Welch. So it was us four in that meeting, and it wasn't with any of the people of Cumberland. It was the company they hired, and they asked us what I felt like was a standard set of questions. Would you agree, Jason? And then they asked us our opinion on a lot of different things and the vision we see for the fire service moving forward. And what we kind of talked about was just how our relationship with Cumberland's unique in the fact that we contracted them, Buck Creek contracts to them, and just kind of how that looks and some of the ideas that we had. I hope it was good. I felt like we gave good insight. So what they do with that, I'm not sure. They gave us a QR code to scan and get the results, but I'm not. And they said they'd email it to us, but I've not got anything. No. Is there anything you want to add to that?
No, the company was based out of Illinois. I'm like you, I don't recall exactly the name. I felt it was very productive right off the bat. They tried to separate us, trustees and fire chiefs, and we all agreed, no, we're all together here together. Let's just sit down and talk.
So I just wondered if they had any more, you know, annexation plans or.
Oh, I think they have big
Well,
plans.
that's definitely, I mean, they will
Yeah.
expand, there's no doubt.
Yeah, I think they have big plans, and I don't think they were trying to hide that in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's clearly on their maps that they have in their
They
community.
had maps hanging up in there, and it showed future growth, and I think their plan was to 2045. Is that right?
I don't recall that, but you
I
probably.
think it was a 20-year comprehend, because I asked the question, how do you comprehensively plan 20 years out? And they was like, well, it's just a vision more than a plan, you know, and they kind of explained that, but I was like, we do a 3 to 5 year plan, and usually by year 3, we're redoing the 3 to 5 year plan, right? Because either we accomplished it or needs changed. They're like, yeah, you know, so I don't know.
Actually, originally, was it two sides or three sides? Maybe one of them.
Well, I can tell you this, they're,
They go up to 70 now.
yeah, that's what I was trying to think, but yeah.
From everything we saw on the maps, it looks like 600 west is probably where they're gonna hold. They could want to push further east down the road, I guess, if Hancock County doesn't do something, or down to Boston.
Yeah, and that was just kind of what we were seeing. Like I said, nobody from the town was in there to answer any of those questions. That's just kind of what we viewed on the maps on the
Yeah,
wall.
a lot of that cornfield is gonna get turned into something.
It's pretty obvious. That's you, Chuck. Yes, it's his also, that's what he was here for, but he had a conflict with the point that turned out you guys get approved and uploaded the gateway.
Okay, my trustee report. My trustee report, September 17th. So there's, my phone rings all the time, I'm always busy doing something for this place, but these are things that really stood out that I continue to always highlight for you guys. On September 17th, I attended the New Palestine County Council meeting as I left here. The 19th, I attended the IAFF 4787 golf outing that was held on a Friday. September 20th, we did the safety day, September 23rd and 24th. I was in Noblesville at the ITA conference for Embassy Suites on the 26th. Like Chief Klein said, we attended the Community Foundation through the grants that Hancock County, or not grants, but the money that Hancock County has given us to buy the Lucas devices. We were all there for that. Completed a couple different payrolls. On September 30th, attended a meeting in town, the Cumberland Town Hall, like Chief Klein had mentioned, for their comprehensive plan on the October 8th. I attended the Hancock County Council meeting where Janine Gray was presenting a $90,000 request for public safety study for going forward in the future, especially with Senate Bill run, potential that they're gonna do a countywide fire department. Most everybody was on board with that. There was a couple that were wanting to hold off, but I told them, you know, they asked my opinion, I said, you need to start this ball rolling now, so you can get ahead of it. You don't want to get it. And so they did go ahead and approve up to $90,000 to spend on that study, and I guess that's gonna go out for bids. Completed, sorry, I got that in there twice. On October 13th, I picked up the $150,000 check from Hancock County. The following day, I deposited it into First Merchants, and we'll get into a little bit of that here in just a minute, of new business. And as of today, the new playground equipment that I purchased is installed at the park and functional and operational, ready to go.
That's nice.
So we had to expand out. When we expanded out, some of the drainage 4-inch corrugated pipe got mangled, so we had to fix that. Drove up the cost a little bit, we had a little bit of a French drain with pop up on it. And we did a lot of work to it, but it's in there. We got 20 yards of mulch donated from Green Cycle up here on the other side, I-70. I think next year, especially in the spring, I wanna go back and additional mulch in because now we've got, two different colors of the mulch. New mulch versus the old mulch, but I'm gonna hold off, do that next year. I'm ready to take a break from the park for a little bit. Picked up trash at park, I will say, like, as much as I was over there, especially, there was a day that I would call it, kind of supervising with what was going on with Teddy's crew. I had to keep a close eye on them and show them, forward is one way on a drill versus the other way, because they were struggling. So I was over there for several hours, and they got a little suntan out of it, but it was all good. And at the very bottom, like I said, met with Chief Line daily. We pretty much talk, if we don't talk daily, it's about every other day, except on weekends, unless it's something. So there's a lot of moving pieces all the time.
Question for you too.
Okay.
I'm just curious. How is it that, your dad was wanting, got money from that's the Chiefs Association?
Well, he's part of the Chiefs Association, to be fair. He comes to all of our meetings, but he has a very vested interest in this. And one, the 911 center is able to pull a lot of the data, and they're the first call taker of those things, and he sees how quick the time response is important. Secondly, his dad had a heart attack, and a Lucas device saved his life. So I don't know if pet project's the right word, but he was very passionate about doing this, and he wanted to take it on, and we were 100% behind him. And I mean, he went after it. John has a very good relationship in the way he handles his business with the county and the 911 center, and how he has the ability to ask for money, and he just is able to pull a lot of data, and he did a really good job. And I spoke on the day that they okayed the purchase, and I told him, I said, what you did today was the best money you could spend, taxpayers' money, because you just saved a life. Not yet, but one of these devices will save a life. This is tax money used in a very good professional way, and John worked very hard on it, very hard. So that is why he did it, but had the support of the fire chiefs.
Okay.
So following up with part of my report too, Gabby wanted to start doing something new for you guys, and I'm percent behind this. Shows a township assistance reports, just from January 1st up until today's date. The number of requests with the number approved, so that way you guys also have it as well. So you can kind of see what we're doing here too. It breaks it down into the different sections of gas, water, sewer, burial, etc.
Which,
I'll have to do a follow-up.
okay, I thought maybe you might know.
Off the top of my head, I don't know. That's something like that. I'd say we're sitting pretty good right now. That's also what was the next, which I think we've had 3 or 4 literally within the past week.
Have one currently pending, they're completing work with their hours. And the under couple, so. Just waiting for that.
And also there's a new, sure we included that.
Oh, the burial,
Yeah.
I did not, I'm sorry.
We reached out to Jennifer Condry, she's the deputy trustee of Buck Creek. They actually put together a burial application form for the crematories. We've never done that before. And we're going to pretty much copy and paste with our logo and run with it. It's a very nice looking form. So when we have these assistance cases come in, that will be specifically for, a crematory type issue. Because I think we've done 3, 4 now.
This year we've done one, I just did one this week, and we are working with, the Cremation Society of Indiana.
So do you're not using Bell then, or?
No, I had to shop that. I had to shop that to get us a little bit better pricing.
That's your cremation cost these.
Bill, I think was $2,500, $3,000 for us. And it was even more expensive, the place where we go, where we've gone in the past, they pretty much a verbal contract over the phone, it would be $750. Their costs have gone up a little bit now, and I think it was 9 something.
It was like 972.
And then lady. Township.
Yeah, you transport, you gotta transport all that, it's supposed to be.
And the Cremation Society of Indiana has been really helpful, and
Yeah.
it's very, like a very smooth process for us and the applicant, so.
No. They do, they do some, Jim Scott was bad, it's got two. Maybe it's some whole study.
Okay.
All the other questions?
You got a question?
Okay, good enough.
Minutes from the last meeting.
I'll just say we got to check out the Zoe's place, that's completed.
Make a motion.
I'll second the all the by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
I got a wall, one will take a fuck house.
If you need to take off, okay.
Are you sure? You know, it says a ladder thing.
No,
Okay. I was getting ready to Google, see how long it can get there. So. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Whole business?
Definitely old business.
I looked just out of curiosity here today. Yeah, I bought the old ranch rig, still got it, still hasn't lowered the price yet.
That's all.
What?
You know, they sold the ranch rig. And he ended up with all fees and everything associated, cost him about $20,000. And he needed to turn around, and put it on Facebook Marketplace for $20.
You sold.
No, he said no.
But not yet.
You never know, he'll eventually get somebody.
Power to him.
Okay, your business.
So the $150,000 that I got from Hancock County, part of that agreement was, and I signed an agreement that $150,000 would go to help our loan payment that we have through Greenfield Bank. So I put the money in the bank, now I just, in order to get my I's dotted, my T's crossed, I want to get a motion from you guys to go ahead and transfer that money on the check to Greenfield Bank.
Make a motion.
I'll second this. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye. Okay,
Okay, along with that. Going to the IPA classes and everything else and really the deep diving into Senate Bill 1. Even though we've come up with a capital improvement plan, we've already submitted to the county, etc. Our rainy day fund that we have is out there floating, and it's with Greenfield Bank, as you guys can recall. I had to have money with them in order to hold that fund. This quick piece of paper that I threw together these numbers are as of today, so it could go up a little bit, or, you know, I would expect it to go up a little bit by the time this all comes together. The loan itself is $740, as you can see. The payment from the county, once I put that on there, that balance would be about $590,000 and some change. The rainy day fund balance is $573 and some change. So that left a difference of less than $70,000. I would like to pay that out now. And there's a couple of reasons. Our interest rate is about 6%. We're not getting We're not making 6% on our money sitting. Rainy day fund, in a traditional sense, is always, we would commonly think about it, it's always been referred to as a rainy day, something bad happens, etc. That is not the way people look at it nowadays. Rainy day fund is actually considered operational. So, we can leave it sit there, we can do with whatever. We can table this for another time, or we can make the decision, let's pay this thing. And I'll leave that to you guys. I personally, I'd like to pay it off and be done with it. But I'm open to options.
I guess my question is are we solvent enough that if we have a malfunction or something, do we have other areas that we can draw from?
We have enough on it.
I'm a big emergency fund guy.
I am too. I wouldn't even bring this to you if I did.
That's kind of. All right,
So. Where are we gonna pull that last 16,000 from?
It'll come out of the general fund, Township general fund.
I'm assuming the central proposing that, we've got that there, it's available to us, mission. And I remember from when we did the original loan on the matter, we don't have any prepayment done,
No, we don't.
so.
So we can pay it off anytime. So that's why, again, just want to throw it out there for you guys, since I'm gonna go out there, with $150,000 check. I'm open to the table too.
no, my question, rainy day fund, when do we refund that? How often?
I'll have to talk with Cronin Associates to figure some of that out, but I do know, like I said, the rainy day funds are being used as operational expenses.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
How we build it back up.
I won't even say that we'll ever call it rainy day fund, but to be honest with you, it'll be just operational expenses of both. Trying to prepare for the budget and
The
we can. I mean, that can all be talked about. I have no problem doing that.
rainy day fund buckets that are in there now. Did they come from the excess funds we had left over at the end of a budget year, we moved it up to rainy day
Well-
funds? And hold it, or,
That came about because when I took office, I started getting letters from them. And I had no idea what this money was for. Nobody knew. I went to Bob and I asked him. He didn't know. So I found $540,000 within that first 6 months.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it was a Greenfield bank. I brought it over first purchase. And then in order to pull the loan, they needed some sort of money for an account, so that's why I put it back in.
so I have no clue. And obviously, that money was built up by Bob,
Bob built that money from somewhere,
and I've got.
just over time, and I
Where
would,
it came from.
I would assume that he started slowly putting money into that to build it to that amount. Bob was very good with what he had to work with, especially given the circumstances what he got into.
Well, and. They would make this building up a rainy day fund, this and that.
No, that was out, we were, putting $500,000 a year out of the budget for 2 years in a row. And we got into that third year, we're sitting on $1 million. So, very, very similar, but it wasn't called rainy day fund.
All right,
And
And I can see us doing that in the future for another project. If Senate Bill 1 doesn't get corrected and if a lot of different things don't happen.
yeah.
Chief Klein and I are going on November 5th to an ITA meeting, the first of its kind. It's gonna be about how to navigate the waters with fire departments, with townships that have fire departments, et cetera. I'm not sure how much we're gonna really pick up or learn that we don't already know, but I'm open to take any classes that potentially we can learn some. So you and I are both gonna go, it's an all-day affair, and we'll see what they have to say. I mean, there's talk of, how to form territories, how to form districts. There's people up there, good pros, cons, et cetera, on all the different options. If they don't go back and reform Senate Bill 1 in some form or fashion, we're gonna have to start coming up with different options on how we're gonna do this.
It's no fun. Eventually.
It's taking that lower money away is, hurt us about $2.1 million. So we'll be able to survive, but how long, I don't know. The other question, the other part of that is if the county does go forward with a countywide fire department, we've got options there that we're gonna have to explore as well. Are we gonna be part of that? Are we not gonna be a part of that? We wanna talk to the PAL team.
So that's something that's gonna be driven by the state,
Yes.
gonna force that,
At the legislature.
right, but we don't know if that's for sure yet.
Every indication I'm getting by talking to our state rep, Ethan Lawson, and then our Commissioner Bill Spalding and others, they have realized that they've made some mistakes with some of the stuff they've done, so you're gonna have to go back and fix them. What they're gonna fix or how extensive they're gonna get into it, nobody knows. I sure hope that they really revive it.
Right.
I don't think people realize what they were doing.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that as being derogatory.
Right,
They didn't realize what the impact was going to be.
that's
All
correct.
they knew is it really wasn't gonna have much of an impact on the state because state doesn't run off property taxes.
At the end of the day, it's more of a shelter, that I feel, I think it's a shelter.
Oh, yeah.
So you can put the referendum or whatever, it goes back on elected officials to add it more of a township or
Wow.
versus a state line. Back on one of my only question is they're going to affect future funding and stuff all.
Well, I tell you what, Bill, I can get with our financial people, and I can get back with you next month on that.
I don't have a problem paying it off.
Yeah.
One month is gonna hurt.
Right, as long as it's not going to, like,
Come back.
We've got a good
Yeah.
credit
bring back and bite us because,
So
right, right.
right now, we've got a very good credit rating, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah.
I did realize that townships actually have credit ratings, and so I've learned that the last couple of years.
So if we make $150,000, that's a pretty good,
Oh, yeah,
and then
it's a challenge.
I would kind of like to see what they say about, if, they may say, yeah, it's not gonna affect anything, and I say, let's do it.
Yeah.
But,
Well, then let's just table this and talk about it next month.
sounds good.
Good.
Motion table.
Second, all baby.
All right.
Aye.
Okay, so then the last thing that I want to bring to you is, I don't know if you guys have seen much social media or what have you about the CASA donation request that the Vernon Township, Buck Creek Township, and us are kind of all going in together. They've got, was it 170 kids that have been displaced? There's actually, this is gaining traction in a lot of townships, even Center Township, I think, is one to kick in and donate some socks.
That's what Katie,
Okay. Yeah,
right, what Katie came in and asked for.
No,
no, this is something that,
totally different group.
This is.
well, she did kind of elaborate on something, yeah.
Yeah,
So this is something we did last year. Last year I spent about $300 on basketballs. So they request things like you put shoes and backpack for kids.
Yeah.
Stuffed animals, hygiene products.
Right.
So Buck Creek Township was able to get coupons donated from one of the places out in Greenfield for, kids will be able to take in a coupon and get a new pair of shoes on it.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of pulling together on this. I would like to take, so last year, like I said, I spent about $300 on basketballs. I would like to say, maybe up to $500, not to exceed $500. I would like to look into the hygiene kits, the toothbrush and all that, and toothpaste. Get some sort of kit put together and donate that.
I can provide more information on what the CASA really is. If you'd like for me to, I have it pulled up here.
So I think Joe probably,
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, perfect.
yeah.
Thank you.
And
And it will be coming out of the township general fund.
And
It's
also, it's actually supported by Kevin.
the courts, yeah, it's
child advocate.
it's a child advocacy.
Yeah.
Yes. Back, Mark Crawford's doing it. Right now. He's a possible, and then I know several of the others been looking for a while. But. There's some on
And I may not spend it, I might spend 250, 300, I don't
the.
know.
I mean, no,
I just figured I'd throw out 500, that way I wasn't gonna do concerned about it,
yeah, I mean,
and I had you guys.
if we, if we have, like, I mean. I'm sure you can spend $500 on those.
I save us money all the time, so $500 ain't gonna cost us.
I know, I was like, man, $1,000, you ain't giving 1,000, you're not doing anything, cause.
Well, 2 or 3 years from now, $500 might be a lot.
Well, you're right, you're.
Could be.
But at this point, it's not.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
And, you know, I mean, it's helping out the kids that are really.
Yeah.
Hurt.
Yeah.
So. Motion,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yep.
That's all I have.
Question. What about the old business?
Okay.
If we do the request for surplus for old IT,
That was last month.
oh, that was
Yeah,
last
that was
one,
last-
you did that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right, that was my question.
Okay, I don't recall what the list was, I know he had, I think, 1 or 2 monitors and some hard drives and,
All the time, I have some
Yeah.
crap on
Yeah.
there.
well, you know how Greg is, so.
Yeah, well. They keep going, how do you, I'm like, that stuff, as soon as you buy it, it's obsolete.
Yeah.
I mean,
I believe
literally, you use it for a year or two and.
it's old news.
Yeah,
Or something, 2 generations.
You gotta update, because you can't update the software that's in it, or they quit updating it.
This here. Conflict of interest. I'll take care of that and then. All of that. He was the only one that we accidentally skipped.
Sean,
Adam, or
so is it his business or does he work with?
he
people?
is his.
We took over. Whenever we took over Mike Lewis sold business, Marshall.
I've had.
I don't think that's what Mike was about.
Midwest Fire was,
It was farms down
down, yeah.
on Prospect. They went out of business years ago. So do we get our fire extinguishers refilled again?
It's the ones that you take care of.
You have to make a motion on this, just.
Just go ahead and take care of it.
I'm looking to, need to go with.
Huh?
I've seen,
What's that? Somebody you're expecting? Yes.
Motion.
Second, all fair signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.